Hi students, so we are discussing 6th lesson, that is sense organ. So almost the lesson is completed. The last subheading that is skin is left over. Today we discuss about skin. So in last class we discussed the different types of sense organs. The first one is eye, the most important in our body, very sensitive parts. Then we discussed ear, it is also very important. Very sensitive parts is present in the ears. Then we discussed nose, then tongue, then finally the skin. The few more points is left over in skin. Skin is responsible for the senses, touching senses, because there are so many nerves are inbuilt in your this body. In the skins, plenty of blood vessels is there. So many pores is there on the skin. The small pores we cannot see. Sweat glands is there. Small hairs is growing on the skin. So, epidermis and endodermis, these are the layers present in the skin. So, epidermis, in the endodermis, there is a dermis is present. So, these are the very useful for this body, because this is the longest sense organ in our body. Skin is the longest sense organ. So, anything it's happened or anything is going to touch with this body, the sense nerves, so the nerves will send to message to the brain. For example, you are walking on the road, you do not have a sanding. If you kept your foot on any sharp edges, what happens? Immediately, so we will get information from the brain. There is a danger, you have to remove. So this sense organ will carry a message to the brain within a second, fraction of seconds. If you touch it, or a iron box, or a pan, any hard substance, we will remove immediately from the things. Our hands will be removed, because the sense organs will work very powerfully. The information already stored in our brain. So the skin is going to, we will discuss the skin. So small diagram they have given. So diagram is important sometimes. They will give the diagram and they will ask the labels, and they will ask sometimes the function of this skin. Okay. So this is the skin diagram. You can see there are some hairs is going to grow on this layer. So the first one is hair. You can see the hair. And we will see some blood vessels. This blood vessels will be imbued in the skin. Blood vessels. We can see some sweat gland also. See sweat glands. And we can see some nerves here. So these nerves are present in the skin. So nerves also we can see. And we can see some fat globules. Fat globules. You can see some fat globules also. And we see that endodermis and epidermis. Endodermis and epidermis. You can see some pore on the skin, in the skin. Some pore. This is the diagram of the skin. You can see some hairs, sweat glands, blood vessels, nerves is there in buttes. So this nerves carry message, sensory neurons and motor neurons and associate nerves. We will discuss in higher class, like 10th class. Fat globules. Fat will be there in the skin. It will give production of heat. So in winter seasons, it will maintain the body temperatures. Endodermis, epidermis. These are the three layers. Between the epidermis and the endodermis, you can see a dermis is nothing but skin layer. You can see some pore. So what is the pore? What is the use of pores? It's if you are doing a vigorous exercise, any work, so the sweat will go away from the sweat glands, sebaceous glands, which contain steroids, wax, some waste materials. Water also is there. It will be eliminated into the from body to the outside of the body. So there is a small porous, small holes is there. The small porous sweat will be eliminated. Sweat is nothing but it's a waste materials from the body. It will send outside the body. In higher class, in 10th class, we will discuss the detailed structure of this intestines, liver, the skin. So this is about the diagrams. So we can see by doing some activities, like take different types of like toothpaste. You can apply one layer of toothpaste, then another layer of toothpaste, then another layer of toothpaste. There are 3 layers of toothpaste. Now close your eyes. By touching this layers of toothpaste, so we can observe by sense organs, not seeing. We can see, okay, 1 step, 2 step. Okay, we can see by touching, we can identify the layers of the toothpaste. There are so many experiments is there like this. But not seeing, by touch, we can identify. So there are so many things is there. So what is this receptors? How many types of this receptors is there? Like 3 different types of receptors is there in the skin. Those are, the one is tactile receptors. The first one is tactile receptors. It's a touch receptors. Second one is Pacinian's capsule receptors. Pacinian's capsules receptors. Pacinian capsules receptors. It's a pressure receptors. It's for pressure. The last one is nociceptors. This one is a temperature It's a touch receptor, tactile receptors. Pacinius is a pressure. You can identify the pressure. The last one is temperature. If it is very hot, this nociceptors will identify the pressure receptors. In the skin, there are a melanic substance is there. Melanic substance is present in the skin. So this melanin is when it exposed on the light. When it exposed on the light. Sorry. When it exposed on the lights, the color will be changed to protect from these skins. So due to this melanins, when it exposed or when it stimulated on the sun, the color will be changed. So when you run, when you go into the sunlight, what happens? The white people will become very black. Why? Because the color will be changed when it stimulated into the sun, it exposed into the sun. Because to protect, so this skin has to be protected from the sunlight, the color has to be changed because the melanin is there in the skin. This is about skin and how the blind people they will read. Blind people's the braille script is there. Braille script. They do not have eyes. So through there is and their books they have elevation and depressions. It's like elevation and depression. By touching, they will read everything like a fast. Their cells are work very faster than us. So we see through our eyes, but without seeing, they will read like us very fastly. So that is called a braille leaf. So their books they have like structures like elevation and depression. Like they touch and they will read. Their lipi is different from us. So this is about the structure of the skin. So up to here, 6th lesson completed. Sense organs completed up to here. So today homework, you have to draw the diagram, sense organ, and you have to read and write the information about the skin. Like I told, some receptors. Some receptors are used for touch, and some are pressure, and some are temperatures. The melanin substance is there, some more activities is there. So this is about sense organs. So there are some labels is present in the sense organ. Pores. What is the use of this pores? Hair will grow, and the sweat glands, nerves is there, blood vessels is there to supply the oxygen and supply the nutrients. Fat globules is there, epidermis, endodermis, in the between dermis is present. This is about the structure of the skin. Up to here, the 6th lesson has completed. Okay, some students they are writing very well class notes and they are sending a homework to me. Most of the boys they are not sending. Please don't neglect, because so we are taking your attendance. So if you are not doing your homework, then it comes in the absent. If you are absent, if next year you are 10th class, how you will enter into the 10th class without completion of the 9th class? Don't neglect your studies, please. So already so many students they are sending the homeworks. They are writing very nice. They are doing very nicely homeworks. But boys and some girls also they are not doing regularly. So be regular and don't forget to send your homework. So this is draw the diagram and write the information about the skin and send to me. There are some diseases is there like viral diseases, and there are some skin diseases like pellagra diseases, and there are some bacterial infections is there like some leukoderma, like paralysis strokes of that, and you have to read the diseases of the skin. What are the diseases? Viral diseases, bacterial diseases, fungal diseases, skin diseases. So you have to collect the information. Just write the skin diseases names also. Don't forget to viral disease, bacterial disease, and the fungus diseases. What are the diseases there? Then you have to write. Okay. Thank you, students.